A good afternoon to our esteemed viewers. Welcome to the Protractor, Filling the Knowledge Gap. In here, curiosity meets clarity. We get to answer the different questions that have been popping in the minds of an ordinary Ugandan out there. We have often heard of terms of diplomacy and international relations, consulates, embassies, diplomatic missions, but we clearly don't have the meaning and a proper understanding of these different terms that we are hearing of. With me in studio is the Consular of the Republic of Poland in Uganda, Mr. Jack Serunkuuma Chinove. You are very welcome, Mr. Jack Chinove, and we are glad to have you here. Kindly introduce yourself to the Ugandan out there who has no clue of who you actually are.
I'll start with introducing myself. First of all, my name is Jack Chinove Serunkuuma, and I come from Ruyikwe district in Njero municipality. I work for the consulate of Poland in Uganda and also work for the consulate of Comoros in Uganda.
So you're working for both?
Yes, I work in two consulates and doing the same thing. On the side of Poland, I work under Professor Ephraim Kamundu, who's the honorary consul. Then on the side of Comoros, I work under Professor Alex Bashasha, who is the honorary consul. Now, I am the one in charge running the two consulates. So I do the everyday work, administration, and any other requirements. So when you come to the consulate of Poland or consulate of Comoros, you'll find me. And I'll answer all your questions. I'll help you out. Okay. I need to put a disclaimer. I may not be the very, very, very right person to talk about embassies or consulates or international relations. Me, I found myself into diplomacy. I'm not a career diplomat.
You were just appointed to get there.
Yes, this goes with so many, there are so many things attached. Number one is being open-minded. You've heard of people who have been members of parliament here, and they are appointed ambassadors. Okay. So the issue is being able to represent that country, the interests of that country. So if you are a Ugandan diplomat out, you should be able to represent the interests of Uganda outside.
So yeah, we were going to get into that.
Okay.
Where you're going to tell us the criteria that is followed in appointing these people, or what is expected of these people as diplomats.
Being a diplomat, like the word sounds, it should be respectable. Because you are representing interests of a country into another. There are people who are appointed, not necessarily, okay, some people get confused about somebody coming and say, oh, you are not from Comoro or you are not from Poland. Why are you running their activities in Uganda? The honorary consulates appointing honorary consuls and opening up consulates depends on the other country. They, as honorary consulates, as they say honorary, they find somebody who's respectable.
In a particular country?
Yes, not necessarily they are people. It may be a person of any from any country. But you can be appointed to represent that country in, say, for example, Uganda. Now, when you are appointed, your appointing country writes to the government of Uganda and to say, we are appointing so-and-so and to represent our interests in your country. So in Uganda in this particular. So when they write to Ministry of Foreign Affairs, then the Ministry of Foreign Affairs does a background check on you.
To ensure that this person is befitting of this position that has been given to them.
Yeah, because I may go to Poland or Comoros, I may talk nicely, I may convince them. But whereas here down, Uganda is crying because of my behavior, because of my character, because of so many things. I'm a criminal, I have court cases, I have so many things. I'm not a very, very right person.
You're not a rightful citizen. You have a criminal record that the other countries do not know about.
Yeah. It may not be criminal, but somebody troublesome. Somebody not befitting to represent a country.
They are scared that your characters here by any chance might be reflected when you go the other side and you embarrass the entire nation.
Sometimes it goes even beyond your behavior. I may be bankrupt. Uganda may have declared me bankrupt. Okay?
Yeah.
I may be an ex-convict. I may be so many things. Okay?
Yes.
I may be somebody who's or somebody who's on everybody's lips talking about me. I'm always in the bars. I'm drinking. I'm insulting people on the street. I'm doing all that kind of stuff. So all that weigh in. To know now. Minister of Foreign Affairs, once they receive that letter, they'll do that background check on you. Then they'll write back
to the appointing country.
Yes, to say, as Uganda, we have no problem with this person. Now, that's when now the appointing country will give now a final letter.
To you, the individual.
To you and the government of Uganda. So now Uganda writes back, and now they write back. Okay? That's where now you'll come to present your credentials. Okay? The letters of credentials are those letters now. You say, now that will come, including your CV, you go and present to the Minister of Foreign Affairs in Uganda.
Your country.
Yes, where you are going to sit. So when you present, if you are at the level of ambassador and so on, then the Ministry of Foreign Affairs will take you to the president here
in Uganda
to present your letters to the president. Because in actual sense, you are representing the president of that country. Yeah, that's why ambassadors, you hear them being referred to as their excellencies. Okay? So now, once you present that, they'll know. Now, you'll be in the books.
And you can
they'll gazette you. Yeah, then you can start serving. Okay. So briefly, that's that. But
that's what is followed. We want to become a diplomat in any country.
No, in the a consular in this particular
consular.
Yeah. Now
it's different for the ambassadors.
It's pretty the same, but the embassy, because embassies are higher than consulates.
Yes.
Yeah. So now, like for the case of Uganda and Poland, we are under the embassy which sits in Nairobi. Okay, so the embassy in Nairobi takes us. So now here we are the small arm of the embassy here.
Okay. So I was actually told that for a country that does not have an embassy, they instead have a consulate. How true is that?
Yeah. That's how it is, or it should be, but not necessarily. We have so many countries that have no embassies here and they don't have even consulates here.
Probably, I think, because they've not yet found the need to have.
Yeah. So it goes with so many where there must be a need to open up. Now you ask yourself, how many countries are in the world? Now, if Uganda is going to open up a diplomatic mission in every country, there are countries where you may say we don't have interests, direct interests in that particular country. So you go with the priority, say which country, Like Uganda, so many other countries don't have embassies and consulates here. And you find the nearest, normally that's why when they are referring to, they say, go to the nearest embassy or consulate. So you may be here and the nearest embassy is in Egypt, or the nearest embassy is in South Africa, or even in Europe as the nearest. Okay? So sometimes, depending on the interests and a country may have in another country, so it comes to open a contact office. Okay?
Where it's people within that country can go for help or any sort of service.
Yeah, if I say on behalf of Comoros, the population of Comoros has been very, very low in Uganda. But now, in the past 3, 4, 5 years, it's certainly coming. Mainly, the people coming to study here English.
What is the national language in Comoros?
Comoros, the national language is, the official language is French, but the national language is Shikomori. So now, when the interests started growing in Uganda to the extent that you have over 1,000 right now. We have over 1,500 students, Comoros students, studying in Ugandan universities. So we had to open up now their contact office. We opened up a consulate here for them.
So many of the Ugandans look at diplomats as enjoying privileges. Like they feel like you guys are just there to get money and all that. But I want you to explain to a Ugandan out there and change this misconception that they have about you people so that they can get to understand what particular services do you offer.
The people who know me more have known me in the theater. I am a theater artist based at the National Theater. That's what I have done since my childhood. And then when I grew up, I started doing some studying here and there, and I majored in development, particularly international development. So just a few years ago, I end up in diplomacy.
As I said, you are not a career diplomat.
Yeah. I'm not, so I cannot talk for the entire diplomacy, but I'll zero in to what I'm doing for the Consulate of Poland and Consulate of Comoros.
Yes.
Not, I'll deliberately put out all the other countries and all the diplomatic missions. I don't want to be...
You're going to speak basing
on what I
do.
What I do. Diplomacy is just like any other job. So demanding. Really, those people do not enjoy. You are on phone 24/7 and you are bent to even do things you do. You may not be, will not be, happy to do. Like me, I'm a free man. My normal day, I want to be in the t-shirts and jeans.
But you're forced to dress corporate.
Now, I must represent Poland. I must present myself as somebody working for the Consulate of Poland. Also present myself as somebody working for the Consulate of Comoros. Now, these are big countries. Now, if they're big countries, now, Jack, how can you go in your usual t-shirts and the caps and so on? Okay. So that's number one. It corners you. Number two, it dictates on how your behavior. People who know me, I like running and stepping on the desks and shouting at people, kicking people here and there.
As a theater person.
As an artist.
Yeah.
Now, I'm cornered. Whatever I say, I must calculate what I'm going to say.
Because it could be used against you.
Yes, it can be used against me. And whatever I say, somebody may pick it and say, oh, in a minute, they will forget about Jack and start talking about Poland or Comoros. They're innocent countries. They are, but I have behaved in a manner which is not acceptable. So now, it takes off your liberty. So, enjoying gets on the other. Number three, the people walk into your office and you are bent to be their servant.
Yeah, because you're in that office to actually serve.
Exactly.
It's not
yes.
You're there to enjoy.
Yeah, so I'm not there to enjoy. Some people come with several inquiries which are in inverted commas. Tricky. Okay. Somebody comes and talks you and now I'll give you an example. Somebody comes from either Comoros or Poland.
Yeah.
Comes, they know you are there to serve them. So you take a lot of time explaining, begging this person, and you must be under him. Okay?
And
you are not above him, you are under him. So he comes because you are here to represent him. Somebody comes with a very, very awkward kind of inquiry or concern, says, I want this. If somebody gets a phone and calls you, now like a student gets a phone and calls you and says, they're throwing me out of school. Oh, what's the problem? I have not paid the school fees. So now, you've not paid the school fees. When I went to school, I paid my own school fees. I never studied on Ugandan money. I paid my own school fees. Now, how are you going to answer that such a person? The quickest answer would be, you pay.
I'll talk to your parents.
You talk to your parents. I'm not your parent. That would be the quickest
But you
answer.
have to ensure.
But now, here, you must talk. Then you get a phone, call the parent in Comoros, find out the situation, So you find you are wasting too much time to help somebody. But at the end of the day, that's what you signed for. Okay? Making this person stay in Uganda very comfortable. So everything is on your shoulders. So I wouldn't really concur with somebody who says diplomats enjoy. They don't enjoy.
They assume since you're on flight after flight, but they don't understand that despite you having to travel very often, you're traveling on business work.
And actually, when you see somebody who travels a lot, just pity that person. Because there's nothing that stresses like traveling. You are on the plane is not going to wait for you. You have to run to get in there. You get to where you're going. There are times when I fly, immediately you get in there from the airport to the meeting place, from the meeting back to the airport to come back into the country. You have only a day and a half or two away. Like I would say, it would be very unfair to come and tell a minister here in Uganda, a minister or the president, that you're enjoying yourself.
You're literally carrying everyone's problems on your shoulders.
Exactly.
You're supposed to plan and think for everyone out there. You can't make everyone happy, but at least you're supposed to ensure that the majority are fine.
Exactly. No, see, not even you are obliged. Somebody even comes and tells you, "Oli kusente zaffe." Oli kumusolo gwaffe. You are driving, but not forgetting that even you are moving, your family is waiting. You have no time for your family. Your children come. Hey, daddy. You are waiting for a phone call. Immediately say, "Oh, okay, wait. Now, you don't give them time. Now, at the end of the day, you find you are a robot of some sort.
So those are some of the challenges that you people encounter as diplomats serving different citizens.
Yes.
So we have heard of numerous challenges that Ugandans encounter while they're trying to apply for visas or to travel to other countries. Among these challenges are fraud. Some of them are victims of human trafficking. Some of them suffer challenges of forgery and all that. So what criteria or what things should people follow when they're applying for visas? And we've even seen that some of these individuals are required to pay a non-refundable sum of money for them to apply for visas.
Like I said, I'm going to restrict myself to Poland and Comoros. I don't want to be a spokesperson for all other diplomatic missions. If I take your question to refer to Poland, number one, we have a very, very big problem. The majority of people I receive at the consulate are people making visa-related inquiries. Number one, I don't know why young people have gotten so excited with traveling and going abroad.
They feel like they're an opportunity in their country, so they are assuming that they have greener pastures.
Now, the government of Uganda has a very, very big task to do mind change programs. Going abroad is not a guarantee that, and it will never be a guarantee that it will be okay. All those countries outside Uganda are like Uganda. It entirely depends on you as an individual to ensure that you make your meaning out of your life, of where you've gone.
So how innovative, how creative,
exactly.
How determined,
now,
and how hardworking are you?
When you go, okay, they have some policies that support your innovation. Now, for example, if you go to Poland, if you go to Europe, anywhere in Europe, number one, there's a payment policy in place. When the month ends, you must be paid. No excuse. Don't even give me any reason. Okay. Once I've worked for you, and we agreed that you are paying me at the end of the month, I must get my money. So it's good for me. It's very good to program myself. How much am I sending to Uganda? How much am I paying for this? Because you are paying, all the money you get just goes through your hand to paying all that. So, number one, a person who can't survive in Uganda cannot survive in Europe. You cannot survive in Poland. And don't even think about it. Because here in Uganda, like His Excellency once was quoted saying that even fools can survive in Uganda because we have food.
Plenty of food. That
Yeah.
happened during COVID when the borders were all closed. There was enough food in circulation.
Thank you. Now, in other countries, that is not there. Either you have money or you don't have money. If you don't have money, you are, because everything rotates around money. Everything rotates around money. If you are not working, you go there and line up so that the government gives you some money. As it depends now, the guys who are, those who are not working.
Unemployed.
Yeah, and the Baganda call it kamwanyi in London. Tuyali kamwanyi. You go and they give you that kamane. But immediately you get a job, it's cut off. And you go through a lot. There are things you are not allowed to do if you are kamwanyi. Okay. Now, people are excited about going to Europe. The biggest problem we have, or the consulate of Poland, is there's a rumor that has gone around that now in Poland there are lots of jobs. The rumor continues to say that the workers in Poland crossed Ukraine. And now nobody is working in Poland. So they want workers. Everybody comes with a contract. I'll tell you for free that all those contracts you are fronting are not recognized. They are fake.
So those are some of the challenges that these guys face, the fraudulent challenges.
Yes, so the conmen have used that.
They have used people's desperacy.
Yes.
And their urgent need to get something to do.
And one annoying thing which I find so annoying, and I feel like shouting at somebody in the face. Somebody comes and says, I paid 10 million. With all due respect, 10 million in Uganda, you can survive. 10 million in Uganda, you can survive. You can start a business of 10 million and you can survive very well. That one I can even put my hand. If you get that, you have 10 million, put it to good, you invest it well, manage it well. You can survive and you can become a millionaire, a billionaire, using 10 million. Boys from the village work themselves out to survive, even to start. The boys and girls from the ghetto, they watch TV, blah, 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 blah. But for us from the countryside, you make your way. So now, to get to even fighting to get to Kampala. So now, I cannot get that excitement of going abroad. My first excitement was to get to Kampala. So now, when I manage to come from the village and get to Kampala, I can survive in Kampala. I don't need to go abroad.
Okay, so looking at those challenges that these different individuals encounter, what kind of advice can you give to them so that they are not victims of this fraud, forgery, and all that comes with wanting or the urgent desire and need to go to countries?
Number one, with Poland, you apply online. Okay, I want to make this very, very clear. The embassy that takes us here is the one in Kenya. The embassy of Poland in Kenya. So it takes us here in Uganda. So going to Poland, you apply online. When you apply online, they'll give you an appointment. Then you travel to Nairobi and you are interviewed. If you are lucky enough, you get your visa. You only spend 80 euros.
So more than that is unacceptable.
Yes. Uganda and Poland have no labor exchange agreements. It's not automatic that when you come with a contract from Poland, it will be honored. No. Most likely, you'll be asked so many questions because we don't have a labor exchange arrangement. So don't come, don't pay anybody any money on somebody giving you a contract. If you have an arrangement to pay that person who has given you a contract, pay him when you've already received your visa and you are in Poland. Even when you get a visa, you are always reminded that even getting a visa, it's not a guarantee.
That you're going to.
Yes, that you'll be traveling and you'll be accepted to enter Poland. Yeah, just like all other developed countries. Even at the airport, there's another screening. So it's not a guarantee that when you leave and you get to Warsaw or any other city, you'll enter. No, first get there.
And then if you get there, you can do all kinds
Yeah, get there, find the job he has told you, start even working, then pay. If you agreed. There's so many people being conned of their money, people who are sending contracts. These are street conmen, based in Warsaw. And the other thing, we have criminals, even in white people. Somebody comes and says, no, the person who sent me is Pazungu. I have talked to him on the phone. Just like we have conmen here, even in all the countries in the world, we have conmen.
So thank you for the clarity that you've given for any Ugandan out there that is willing or is in need to travel to Poland. At least they've gotten to know what criteria that they should follow.
Yeah, so for Comoros, you don't need a visa to enter, but you'll need an invitation. Somebody should invite you into the country. We want somebody who will be held responsible just in case you will get stranded, or somebody who can be asked. So in Comoro, if you want to travel to Comoro, you don't need a visa. You just buy your ticket, prepare yourself, and travel to carry all your Ugandan passport.
As long as you have an invitation.
Yeah, as long as you have an invitation. And for only 32 days. Beyond the 32 days, then you need a visa. You'll have to pay for the visa.
Okay.
Same to the Ugandan, the Comorans who are here. Once they are given 2 months. Once the 2 months are done,
lapse, you have to apply.
You have to apply for.
So meaning you have to apply for the visa towards the end of the 2 months. At the time the 2 months come to an end, you already have the visa.
Number one, prepare yourself if you are going to travel. You know very well I'm going to Comoro to stay. Prepare yourself. When you get there on the first week, because people are not just waiting for you to attend to you. Anytime you come, you just walk knocking and say, I want to extend my visa. No. People have other things they're doing. So all you do, immediately you get in there, you assess and say, oh, I think I may have to stay longer here. Before you finish the 32 days, you have 1 full month. The first week, go and start working on
the visa.
Extension of your visa. Even when you go to that country, to the office, and they see, this person has a month here, and he has just gone for 1 week. He's applying to open his visa, to extend his visa. They take you as somebody who is serious, somebody who planned.
Responsible.
But you go when it is already expired. It's expiring tomorrow. You say, renew it now. Okay? It's this problem I get with the Comoran nationals here. Somebody comes to you, it is either it has expired or it has just a day
to the expiry.
Yeah. Didn't you know that you know?
That you want to stay for a longer period.
So by the time you call migration, they are busy, so they can't attend to you within the time which
you need to be.
Yeah. So after that 1 day, you are there in that country illegally. So even if they arrest you, then
it has nothing to do with you. It is the responsibility
of
the person.
Of the person, yes.
So as a representative or the consulate of Poland in Uganda, what are the common benefits that the Polish and the people in Comoros, as well as the Ugandans, what common benefits do they have?
Number one is exchange of culture, business and trade. Yeah, so many things. Number one, once you exchange culture, you learn so many things from these people. You know them, then you can work with them, you create friends. And when you create friends, then you can earn. Somebody, when you have a friend, somebody can, give you some money, as like you have a friend with somebody else. So even now, these countries, once we open up that collaborations, exchange visits, you find the ministers traveling to the other one and the other ones traveling here. And then also we get investors, we get grants, we get loans, we get, there's so many things involved in having a diplomatic relations with different countries. So you cannot stay as an island.
No man is an island.
Yeah, you can't. So sometimes you need help in one way or the other. So, you say, just like you, if you now you have a need, you say now you get your phone and say, now who do I call? Now you start looking at who's the closest friend, and I know so and so has some money. So you say, hey, can I borrow some money? You've had Uganda, say, oh, Uganda has borrowed their money from this country, or this country has given Uganda a grant, so things like that. So those are the benefits. And then also to see that the people of the two countries can exchange. See, now there are countries where you find where the diplomatic relationship have been broken. So somebody now like you can't cross to the other country, even to study, even to do what, because your passport is not recognized
in that particular
country. So that's why we always call for diplomatic relations.
We should keep good relations with different countries. So in one or another need help.
Yeah, the people, yes. It's not only that we have to have good relations with the developed countries. No, even the good developed countries need relationship with the poor countries. For example, we buy from China. If Uganda woke up one day from today,
they're no longer importing things from China.
That the country would be affected. So now they finding market, finding all those kind of things. So there's numerous benefits which uncountable.
Okay, it's been such an insightful conversation with you. We have learned and unlocked different things that we didn't know about diplomacy and international relations. I'd like you to give your parting shots to a Ugandan out there.
Before you come to any conclusion, always find time as a Ugandan or a young person to visit these embassies and have a chat with the people in those offices. Ask as many questions as you want. Ask them, they are here to answer. We are here to answer your questions. So find some time, walk in fast. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk about education. Let's talk about investment opportunities. Let's talk about anything else. Then you can go back with an info. Then you make informed decisions. Don't just sit down and come to conclusion, because you'll be very frustrated. I know so many Ugandans in East London, in America, everywhere, who are there who cannot even afford a ticket to come back. They've been there for 10, 15, 20 years, 30 years. They cannot afford a ticket to come. So traveling out of the country is not a bed of roses. Okay? So always walk into this diplomatic. I know there's a challenge of security that sometimes they may not give you time to get there and answer, but try your best. Use the internet and so on. Find out as many opportunities that may lie in that country as possible before you make
a decision
to go there. Don't lose your money, please.
So for every Ugandan out there, I think you've gotten clarity on what you should do if you need or have the desire to travel to Poland. I'm here to remind you that you should be very cautious of the fraudsters out there. You have been told that for you to travel to Poland, you need to apply for a visa online, then you will get an appointment, then you can travel to Kenya, and then you're required to pay 80 euros. But besides that, do not listen to the fraudsters that are out there that are ready to take your money. You have worked so hard for this money and you can't let it just go down the drain because of your urgent desire to go out. So make relevant research and look at the opportunities that you have within your country, and then you can make a well-guided and informed decision on whether you should travel abroad or keep within your country. I remain your host, Patricia. Till next time.